Disney recently has had more misses than hits for me at least. A company that I love has just not been turning out the best quality of stuff lately. So in order to combat that, we will be talking about their older titles. Whether it be animation or live action, it will be covered here. There's a ton that is not discussed, and some of those are my personal favorite that the company has churned out. In the 1970s, Disney was in this weird position where a lot of projects were coming out. They were the last that Walt Disney had his hand in or was a part of. So the 70s have this weird mix of great and weird. Out of my way! One of my favorite movies that came out of this period, though, is 1972's Snowball Express. I'm a sucker for a lot of their live action pictures that came out during this period, and this is not only one of their most unique, but it's also one of the funniest movies that can get me rolling.
Okay, class, can I have your attention, please?
The movie tells the story of the Baxters who inherit an old hotel from a dead relative and try to transform it into a working ski lodge, with hilariosity ensuing.
What?
There's someone in the oven.
One thing to take into consideration is that this was directed by Norman Tokar, who directed a ton of early Leave It to Beaver episodes before finally getting hired by Disney to do a lot of their family-oriented movies. He was the director of a ton of classics like Savage Sam, The Happiest Millionaire, The Apple Dumpling Gang, and a lot of other non-Disney movies like Where the Red Fern Grows. Snowball Express is right in line with a lot of his other movies. It's a feel-good, family-friendly movie with nothing crazy going on. However, this movie is one of Disney's funniest written movies out of their classic era.
There's a fish in my drink.
Not so loud, everybody'll want one.
One of my favorite characters in the movie is Jesse McCord, who's played by the late actor Harry Morgan of MASH and Dragnet fame, and he is just a hoot in this movie.
I'm single and 75. Does that answer your question?
He plays an old pompous grouch that ends up scaring the Baxters at first, but then is basically another family member in the end, working with the Baxters to get the hotel back to its glory days.
Mr. Baxter, sir, I'm no stranger to hard work. I'll be the best bartender you ever had.
Bellhop.
This was also Dean Jones' 8th Disney movie, who you would most likely know for The Love Bug. He plays a lovable dad, he's just trying to do his best, but he does have his moments.
Take Stoddard with you.
What I don't need is a 200-pound chicken.
I like that he's not selfish even though he wants to do this himself. He also wants what's best for his family and is trying to set a good example for his kids. I like that he's just a guy that wants to achieve a dream.
I wanted anything so much in my life.
Also, watching him ski backwards is one of the best scenes in the movie and is always funny. Keenan Wayne also plays the main villain, Martin Ridgway. He's the hateable banker stereotype that's common with a lot of these old Disney movies. Everyone in the cast does a really fantastic job and has good chemistry, especially when they're delivering the funny lines.
We dead?
I didn't want to be the first to mention it.
Johnny, I hate to add to your troubles, but it's getting hotter.
There's not really a lot of history when it comes to this movie, but there are old campaign manuals on the Disney Historical Institute. Filming did have its challenges because of the weather. Some mornings would be hit with blizzards and low temperatures like -36 at one time. Other scenes to make up for time as well were shot outside. So this scene between Dean Jones and Nancy Olson looked like they're cuddling, but in reality they were freezing and huddling together. But it does add to the warmth and chemistry between the two characters. What's funny to note though is the finale of this movie is a giant snowmobile race where the Baxters could win up to $2,500. Where they were filming, however, in Colorado had banned snowmobiles on the main streets and had regulated them to 5 miles per hour on side streets. So you mean to tell me that we're shooting a snowmobile movie where snowmobiles are banned? This was suspended though for a week so that Disney could shoot these scenes on the main streets. Snowball Express is available on VHS, DVD, and even Disney+, so there's many ways that you can watch this. Snowball Express, it's just one of those Disney movies that no one talks about, and I love it. It was released when Disney was in their weird floundering era, and not a lot of their movies were great. Snowball Express is a very special movie to me though. Definitely check this one out if you haven't had the chance.